to the graphic nature of this program, listener discretion is advised.
By the powers vested in me by the Federal Communications Commission, I command you to get on the microphone in a serious manner and continue this broadcast.
Yes, that's what you are! You are the motherfucking Antichrist!
You're listening to Two Strangers, One Podcast. Now, here's Chris.
Motherfucking Antichrist!
Well, hello and welcome to Two Strangers, One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
And today might be a condensed episode because we both have things to do and we're running late anyway. Well, the good thing is I was running late originally because I'm actually working, getting a job. So I had to actually...
Good for you, by the way.
Yeah, finally I'll be employed after a year and a half. So I'm actually, I had to go to the place I'm going to be working to go get the paperwork so I can go to the lab to take a blood test, or actually technically a piss test. Because he was like, oh, make sure you're ready to go to the bathroom. The manager tells me.
That's one way to tell somebody that you need a blood test or whatever. Yeah.
Piss test. Yeah. So make sure I'll have my I'll drink whatever. Have some water with me before I go, and then I guess there was just some miscommunication between us about the time for recording. So that's all. It's all good. We're here now. We're here for you guys.
We try.
So earlier this week, I had made a post about Match.com because on top of getting a new job, I'm also I was looking for a job, but I'm looking for a woman, I guess would be the best way to put it. And as much as I would love for this show to be a totally nerdy show, and you know, like I said, we were just talking 2 seconds ago about Transformers 4, the sequel.
Or should we say the new trilogy?
Oh, okay, all right.
I guess we could say it that way because apparently things are going to be different. I guess I don't know. I have no idea.
All right. Well, I don't know. Weren't they bringing back Megan Fox or something like that, or no?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it's a whole new cast as far as I know. And if I remember correctly, the name of the movie is Age of Extinction. That just came out yesterday or the day before.
Oh.
And
but it's gonna have like Mark Wahlberg in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I think, if I remember correctly, I don't think they've confirmed it, but they're pretty much saying that the Dinobots, which everybody are looking forward to, are going to show up in this movie. So hopefully, that's going to be the newest thing. I kind of hope that they bring back, what's his name for Optimus Prime? It's eluding my...
Peter Cullen?
Yeah, Peter Cullen.
Yeah, they'd be shooting themselves in the foot if they didn't.
Right. Apparently, even though he's retired, he has that thing that says, well, you need to ask me about it.
I mean, this is payday. I mean, that's something, that's going to be, that movie's, it's already going to make money.
Right.
It's already, what I'm saying, between, international sales and stuff like that, it's going to make, and I think I got confused because it's not Megan Fox coming back as Transformers, but Michael Bay is doing the Ninja Turtles movie, and Megan Fox is playing April O'Neil.
Yeah, I think...
If I'm not mistaken.
If I know Michael Bay's involved in it now, he used to be, I believe the way it was, and again, I could be wrong, but I remember from ComingSoon.net something about that originally he was the director.
Oh, it's somebody else now.
Yeah, it's somebody else now. I believe he's just a producer on it.
Oh, okay.
Now, again, I could be wrong. We're not looking at a computer right now to confirm all this,
We
but...
got two computers, but...
Yeah.
Look it up. But,
Right.
Because, I did see footage of the actors in the motion capture suits.
Yeah.
And have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
It's these guys, and I think other people are doing the voices. But you have these actors, and the suits are head-to-toe spandex with all kinds of funky triangles on them. And they actually have big, giant shells on their back. They have these big things that look like...
Okay, so we're not doing the
Also,
Jim Henson suits, are we?
No, it's going to be purely CGI, and it's
Okay.
got all these funky triangles, so I guess, the computer kind of calibrates it or
Right.
whatever. But all the characters also have, just so I guess it affects the way you walk, they have a big hump on their back representing the shells. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that will be kind of cool, but I like the Jim Henson stuff. That was... I would have liked them to look a little bit meaner, but
Yeah.
they should have. I think that would have probably been a better direction than to do what they're trying to do, I guess, right now.
CGI. I mean, you know, I mean, as much as, you know, whatever the Michael Bay movies were like with Transformers, I mean, the CGI was always top notch. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I think
yeah.
the Turtles are probably going to be top notch CGI. Hopefully, you know, hopefully the concept's going to get destroyed with their aliens and not mutants, but
If I remember correctly, they did change it back, so it's more towards what the comic book was. But yes, there was I think it was just a rumor. Like the first script was basically they were aliens from another planet here, kind of thing. But I think it's back to what it's supposed to be now. So
that's enough nerd talk.
enough nerd talk. It's time to bitch people.
Well, no, it was. I mean, don't be wrong. I know I love where this is going, but I mean, I don't want every episode to be purely. What's the word? You know, don't get me wrong. I would love to.
Nerd fest.
Yeah, we could say nerd talk. But before we lose the audience, if we didn't lose the audience already in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, they're probably.
No. Well, okay. So let's just jump right into it. For the past month, I said, fuck it, let me give it a try, and I went on Match.com. And it's been a real nightmare. I guess would be the best way to put it. You know, I go and I posted a bunch of pictures, and I noticed that I'm not gonna. I did the old switcheroo, which a lot of people do, whatever. I posted a picture of me back when I was a lot thinner. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm about 300 right now, but I posted a picture back when I was.
I won't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Oh wait, damn it, we're on a show.
Yeah, people. Well, I mean, you know, I'm a big guy, and at my heaviest I was 360, and I had the gastric bypass, and I went down to 185, and so because Match.com will let you know if like people are even checking out your profile,
Right?
And they let you know who's checking out your profile. And I noticed I got a hell of a lot more people checking me out when I changed my picture to the thin Chris.
Yep.
You know, and I actually, you know, someone actually liked my photo. And I wrote her back, and I was like, you know, thank you for liking my photo. And then she goes, and I said, to be honest with you, that's an older photo. You know, that could be me. This is what you could have, ladies. You know,
this is what you could have, but this is what I am now. Any questions?
And then she goes, that's the whole thing. She goes, oh, what picture is a recent picture of you? And I said, oh, the one where I'm doing like a selfie. You know, yeah, of course I had to do a selfie. And I said that one's the most recent. She never wrote back.
Yep.
And I have just like, and for my friends that know me from Facebook, like it was like one day where I went like on a 3-hour tear where, and I basically cut and pasted it to my computer just so I could kind of have a memory of how angry I was that day. Of, you know, because, you know, Match, I mean, and, you know, I mean, of course, if they want to advertise with us, they'll be the greatest thing on the planet. But, you know, I went on Match.com, and the search engine, like, to search for people, I mean, I understand, you know.
Well, first of all, are you doing something free, or are you doing it, like, paid for?
I actually paid, I paid the $35 for the first month, you know, and coincidentally, I'm so broke that I actually overdrew my bank account. So, you know, so I'm heavy and I'm broke, ladies.
Thank you, Match.com.
So I actually, and, you know, I overdrew the account, and so I'm you know, and I'm looking, and the quote unquote matches are people like, you know. Now, one of the things also is that I guess the matches, because, you know, on the profile, I'm not gonna lie, you know, I mean, I'll put the bogus photo to kind of like sucker the girl.
Yeah.
But, you know, I put the body type, few extra pounds, because that's exactly what I am. I am a few extra pounds, you know. I mean, well, not exactly. I'm a lot of extra pounds.
Right.
But, you know, there's no goddamn. This motherfucker likes
look, he's got a 6-pack.
And so I go, and it's like, you know, and it goes to find matches, but then I check out the girls' pages, and you have a preference of what you're looking for, and it's matching me with girls who have a preference for guys that are slender, athletic, and it's like, how is this person a match? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that was kind of, because like every day it would give you like 8 matches, alleged matches, and
right,
and like, but obviously these, and I know obviously I don't, you know, very few girls are going to go on and look for heavyset guys. If you're looking for a heavyset guy, you find one in the street, throw a rock. You know what I'm saying? Walk into any comic book store or whatever.
Yeah,
you'll
exactly.
find a heavyset guy.
Go to Comic-Con. There you go.
And, you know, I get, you know, so my thing is that it's also doing them a disservice because it's directing me towards them, you know, and then it's like, oh, make a contact or whatever. So, you know, and I must have I've seriously spent like I said, all right, let me give this a fair try. And I would look at the girls' photos, I would look at their profile, and then like I would reach out, and I wrote personalized, messages, so,
Right, yeah.
Oh, I'm a country girl. Well, I'm a city boy, if you want to taste of the city boy, I didn't write it like that. That sounds pretty.
Yeah. By the way, I want to take you into my house, strap you to the bed. I'm sorry.
Well, it's, I don't know. It's just, I was always everything, the girl's like, I'm exercising right now to lose weight. And I'm like, well, hey, I could use a workout partner myself, and then, nothing. I didn't get, so I wrote like personalized, friendly, I wasn't, and I can understand if you looked at my Facebook page, I get nasty on my Facebook page.
Yes, you do.
Facebook is my punching bag. It really is. And, I could get rude, I could get mean. But on this thing, obviously I'm trying to find a woman. I'm being polite, I'm being gentlemanly, trying to be what I think is funny, and personalized messages, everything. Not one in a whole month.
Right.
And they got this thing where like, if you don't find someone in 6 months, you'll get the next 6 months for free. But then, they obviously they monitor all your stuff. You have to have like contact with like 5 different people a month for 5 months. Now, mind you, that's $35 a month.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, it's not worth it.
70, 140, then $210 if you haven't found someone in 6 months, you have to pay. And and obviously if it didn't work the first 6 months, what makes you think it's going to work the next 6 months?
Exactly.
Just because they're
exactly.
free. So I had went on a tear about like the posts of these people who are allegedly people who are my match, that are, so I wrote some sarcastic stuff. Now, Paul, you're like me. You're a father.
I am.
So,
7, almost 8-year-old. I have, yes.
And and I have a 3-year-old daughter. And I don't know. Is it limiting? I feel it's kind of like it's hard. It really is. Now I understand there's a lot of baby mamas out there.
There is. Especially in our age group.
It's like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I think guys are a lot more forgiving
definitely.
of a girl having a kid.
Well, I'm glad that we can actually talk about this because I've been wanting to rant about this kind of shit that's happened because I've been on all those sites, and like one of the sites that I used, which is free, is Plenty of Fish. I don't know if you know that.
Oh,
one.
I've heard of it. Yeah,
it would probably be better because it's free.
Yeah. But that's more to hook up, right?
No. It's not more to hook up because what they did was they actually took out the casual encounter thing, so now it's no longer like even a factor.
Oh, okay. I was always under the impression that it was like.
Yeah, I think it got so bad that they just were like, "Yep, we're removing this shit." Yeah. Before we get a lawsuit, let's take this shit out of here. But one of the things that I found interesting was, like this year alone, I've dated a bunch of girls, and they were all off of POF. But the one thing that I noticed is I'm not fat, but I'm not skinny either. Mm-hmm. When you're like more like to the point on your profile kind of thing, mm-hmm. like girls kind of respond to that. So like for example, on my profile, I'm like on the profile that I had, I should say, because obviously I have a girlfriend now, but love you. Basically what happened is they would seem to think that, let's say like you put on there like, I guess the best thing to say is like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a girl I want to be with for the rest of my life. They're not going to respond to that. But if you sit there and you put up, hey look, I'm not looking for any games. I'm not looking for any bullshit. If you're there, you can go down the street. By the way, I got a kid. If you don't like the fact that I have a kid, keep moving along from my profile. I got a ton of responses off. I didn't get like a ton, but like you had, like you wouldn't get any really responses. Like all of a sudden I started to at least get like 1 or 2 girls a month like talking to me and we actually having a conversation. And I'm a nice person. I actually have a good conversation, and we actually talk about a lot of things that have been happening to these girls out there. For example, one girl told me like a guy immediately said to her, I want to suck your toes. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, first of all, I do not ever want to suck a girl's toes. Second of all, who the fuck is that? I'm like,
he's right to the point.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa. So like, part of the problem is some of these women, and that's for me now, I kind of have an understanding of what that is. And again, I have a girlfriend, so this kind of stuff I don't really care about right now because this girl I'm going to be with for a long time. She really understands me. But like, these girls were, it was just like the weirdest thing. Like, you would sit there and you would email them and they would be like, oh, okay, yeah, we should meet up. And every time you would try to meet up, it would be like this excuse, like, oh yeah, oh yeah, I got to work or this or that. And I'm just sitting there going, if you're not ready to meet up with somebody, why are you on a dating site? That's basically what it is.
Yeah, they're flaking out and yeah.
And so for you, I think a lot of the time what it could be is these girls are, even though they're on the dating site, they're kind of scared of what could happen. Like, they may meet you in person and be like, think that you're going to like kill them or something. And, the whole Craigslist thing that happened I think it's a couple years.
Yeah, it's been a while, yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of soured like the dating scene kind of online because, these girls don't feel safe. Like, for me, yeah, if you're in Rochester, I feel safe with that because I live in Rochester. I know where things are. Mm-hmm. Whereas, for example, if somebody's in Syracuse, and I'm going to drive all the way to Syracuse to see you, it's kind of like, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, because then I'm kind of like a little weirded out by that. I mean, if I really get to know that person, I'm like, okay, I think I can trust this person. I'll go and I'll do that and see what this is all about. But I still have that reservation, like, am I going to walk into somebody trying to stab me or something,
Well, I mean, that's because it's one of the things that Match.com was, it would say how far are you willing to travel.
Right.
So you can make it like 20 miles, 50 miles, 100 miles. But then there were some people that it was obviously a fake. It was like
no. There are some real fake ones.
Because I love it because it was like, you get an email. Because, of course, any activity that goes on the site, you instantly get emailed. So it's like, oh, so-and-so likes your picture. And then you go and you look, and it's like obviously a picture that was taken from, that's not, and because I love, because when you see people who viewed your profile, you would see real people. And then you finally get a like.
Yeah.
And it's like, obviously it's a picture downloaded off the internet.
Rule number one, if you're on dating sites, if you see a profile that has like modeling pictures on it, it's fake.
Yeah. And then
definitely fake.
And then you see they're from Florida. And it's
it's
like,
like
and I'm like, really, you're this gorgeous girl from Florida, and you liked my profile? Come on, what I'm saying? Like, it's so bullshit. There's a lot of that shit would get up. It's like it's one thing to travel because I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there was someone out in the middle of nowhere looking for a guy because they've already fucked all the guys in the town.
That's wrong. That's so wrong.
And that, well, not that, and I've unfortunately I've been in that situation where I've gone like on blind dates from shit on the internet, and you go out to a fucking place or whatever, and you'll go and you'll hang out with the girl, and it's always like and I've been in some fucking nightmare scenarios. I'm always a gentleman and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And you go and it's a trashy fucking house, and there's no people are running in and out. It's like a hangout spot.
Yeah.
And then you go and you meet the girl and then there's people coming in and out, and it's almost like people looking at you like, oh, you're the new guy.
Yeah.
You're
the new squeeze, so to speak. Yeah.
You're the new Mark this week or whatever. And it's like, and then like you don't want to leave because you don't want to be rude, and then also you kind of do have that. I'll be honest. Let's be real here. You're like, shit, I drove 45 minutes. I better get some pussy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. That definitely has come into my mind. Like I've
come this far.
Like I mean, okay. Like if I guess like the best thing is like if like you do that and like the girl's like really into you, you kind of like you just really want to be like, okay, well, so am I gonna get laid here or whatnot? I mean, let me give you some of the bad experiences that I've had. I mean, I've kind of waited for this kind of opportunity to talk about this shit, but there was one time, and this was years ago, and I'll talk about some of the stuff that's happened to me this year, but years ago there was this girl that Yahoo Personals, when that was still around. Yeah. God, yeah. That's how fucking old I am, people. There was this girl, she's like, yeah, we should meet up, blah blah blah, and she had this picture and she looked cute, really cute in this picture. Met her at Eastview Mall, ugliest girl I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Just went and saw a movie with her and got rid of her. I went, I don't know about this online dating thing, but this year I had like a lot of really good success, and the first girl I met like in January, she had 2 kids, wonderful mother. Mm-hmm. I will never say anything bad about her not being a wonderful mother. We went on a couple dates. She was the one that initiated the kissing, and she was the one that initiated, the holding of hands and everything. Because, I've learned that, if there's somebody that says that they want to be friends, like, let them initiate the stuff and see where they want to go with it. So naturally when somebody starts doing that, you want to go to their level.
Yeah.
Well, all of a sudden, she starts backing off, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I'm like, so I straight out asked her, I'm like, look, what's going on here? Is there something that I'm doing wrong? She's like, well, I think you're just coming on too strong. I'm like, well, you're the one that initiated all the kissing and everything. And she said the one thing that I'll never forget, that I just started laughing. I laugh every time I even say it, and it's, sometimes a kiss is just a kiss. I'm like, at that point, I texted her and I went, look, if you want to be friends, that's fine. But other than that, I'm not interested in being with you. Because really, like, if you're going to sit there and take it to that level and then back off, you don't even know what you want, And it was kind of weird, too, because, like she took me to her house, which, okay, fine. Some people may say that's not an indicator of anything, but still I'm sitting there going, I really shouldn't be here if you're not interested in me.
Yeah.
And then also it was like, looking back on it, kind of like her husband was kind of like her ex-husband, I should say, not husband. I didn't want people to sit there and go, wait, you were dating a girl that was married? No.
You always get an attitude when you walk in the living room.
But like her ex, like I never met the ex, but it was just weird, like, she would say, like, she would buy gifts for him, and, like, she would do things for him. And I'm like, okay, so you don't like your ex, you're not with your ex, but yet you're going to do stuff for him. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. So, I mean, I was glad I was out of that situation.
Yeah, I've been in situations where, like, you date a girl who's been in an abusive relationship, and then you're the next guy, but she's still, like, he's still in her life in some way. Like she got up enough guts to, like, kick him out, but then, and it's like it's almost like they're like, that guy spent all this time, like, rewiring her. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
Like,
yeah.
And she's always in that mode to take care of him, and like, it was an abusive relationship, but, like, she's moved out, had her own place, but, like, she'll help him with his bills,
right?
Or stuff like that. Or, he ran out of cigarettes, and I went and got him cigarettes. And it's like, but he's your ex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and can't you see that this guy's obviously taking advantage of you?
Right? Yeah.
I've been on the other end of that spectrum.
I've seen that before.
I've been taken advantage of, but it's like, oh, it's like they're your ex for a reason.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you hear these horror stories, and it's like, why are you dealing with this human being? You know what I'm saying? This person made your life miserable for years, and you finally worked up the guts to fucking go and move. And and like, other women, I know it's coming from a guy who wants to fuck you, but other women will say, you go, girl, you
right.
did the right thing. So leave, like, like, there's like this weird kind of like Stockholm syndrome, like the women,
right.
Like they've been so worked over by this guy for years that they still have this weird loyalty towar's him, and it's like, it's all fucked up, man.
It's kind of like the last girlfriend I was with, my ex. Like, she's okay. Here's the story about this girl. Like, she had a kid, and I believe he's going to turn 1 like tomorrow or something, and which is September 6th, in case this doesn't come out. But, like, this girl was, like, our personalities were really good. And, like, all of a sudden, like, she started to pull away from me after 2 months. And I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I even said to her, I was like, are you not attracted to me? What's going on? She's like, no, it's nothing like that. And, like, all of a sudden, she just breaks up with me out of nowhere. And I was devastated, because I really liked this girl, right? And she threw out a bunch of these excuses, like, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, oh, it's this. And I'm like, wait. It can't be all these reasons. Because when a girl throws you a bunch of reasons, there's something more to it than what she's not telling you. And I've learned that. So her friend, because I went on a rant on Facebook, and her friend says to me, her friend just starts defending her. And I'm like, why are you defending this girl when your friend, who I was dating, did this to me? I'm like, it's not right what she did. And apparently she was talking to, while we were dating, while we were in a relationship together, she was talking to another guy. Yeah. And it came out, and it's on my boy's profile. Like, she put it on his profile. So it's not even on my profile. I'm not even lying here. I could bring it up, boom, be all 2 seconds. So any excuse that she had for why the relationship didn't work, kind of bullshit, went out the window when her friend said, well, guess what? She was talking to another guy while she was talking with you, and she didn't want to lead you guys on. And ironically, not even a week later, she starts dating this guy, which she dated 8 years ago. And I'm like, okay, this is just so, I'm glad I'm done with this girl, because it was just like, stop with the bullshit. Just tell me how it is. Like, if you were in love with somebody else, why were we dating in the first place? You know what I mean? Like, stop the bullshit. Stop this shit about, oh, well, you know, you just wanted sex. Bitch, you're the one that told me that you like sex and you'll have sex anywhere. And by the way, I'm not going to say her name on here, but she knows who she is. Okay. So, I mean, it's just like, look, if you're a woman, and if there are women listening to this podcast, you need to understand this. If you're a woman, just be honest. If you don't want to be with a guy and you got somebody else you're talking to, just don't be in a relationship with that one guy. Figure out what you want and then be in a relationship with that person. Because it's just stupid.
Now, a lot of women have been burned by guys who do that. You know
oh, yeah.
So you would think they would kind of be above it, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been hurt by somebody who did something like that, where they were seeing, you know, oh, a guy hurt me because he was seeing someone else.
And that's cheating, by the way. That is cheating.
Yeah, then don't do it to anybody else. You know
exactly.
If you were hurt, you know, a lot of, you know, the women, I was hurt so bad. So then don't do it to anybody else, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, well, just kind of like...
It just makes you wonder, like, the guy that had her child before I came into the situation, like the guy that she was with, that she had the child with, I should say, not that he had the child, but it just makes me think, like, what weren't you telling me about that guy? Like, was he the same way I was, and you just couldn't handle that kind of shit, or was it something else? You know what I mean? It's just like, just be honest, you know, stop the bullshit. I've had other girls that sit there, you message them, and like I said before, they make up these bullshit excuses. Oh, you know, I gotta work, or oh, I'm too busy, or oh, this. And it's just like, look, if you don't want to date, then don't date.
Yeah.
You know, if you're talking to another guy, tell me. I'll move on and go find another girl. It's not like I'm not talking to 50 other girls at the same time.
Exactly, yeah. If it was, you know, there needs to be like a way to tell people. You know, well, at least, I mean, they should have set their parameters in the beginning, because I'm of the belief where, you know, if you set up the parameters in the beginning, you said, okay, look, this is a purely sex relationship.
Yeah.
Then that, you know, then if that's agreed upon in the beginning of the relationship, then that's the rules you play by. You know, if you say, you know, look, I'm looking for someone, I'm looking for long term or whatever, you know, then the person should understand you're looking for long term. You know, I've been like, you know. I've been with girls that are like, you know, they say they want one thing and they want another, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And it's like, well, you know, this is what was agreed upon in the beginning, you know, and it's, you know, look, I mean, I've been, you know, there's girls who like they'll have a boyfriend. I've been with girls who are like they have a boyfriend but they want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? And,
yeah.
You know, but then like, but then
they come in with that look on their face, like, yeah, I want to fuck you, but that's it.
and that's all fine and great, but then you see them, then they get a little kind of attached, and I'm like, well, then you got to handle if you
exactly.
You got to come and you got to go and tell that other dude what the fuck's going on, because see, if I'm entering that kind of relationship, because don't get me wrong, I'm a guy and I have my fucking pride. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
If a girl cheats on me, that's it. That's I don't know what that is. But actually, let me just.
This episode of Two Strangers One Podcast is brought to you by Comics Etc. 1115 East Main and North Goodman at the Hungerford Building, door number 8. Find out more information at comicsetc.biz or like them on Facebook at facebook.com/comicsetc1.
Click and Hit, enhancing the experience for all recreational smokers. Click and Hit is a one-handed portable vaporizer. This smoking pipe has a compact 4-stage design, complete with a built-in, windproof, butane refillable torch lighter. The large burn chamber holds your stash of legal herb or pipe tobacco. Click the button to ignite and inhale as usual. When you are done, put it back in your pocket for later. Smoke anytime with the touch of a button. No more carrying around grinders and tins. You can leave the pipe, rolling papers, and even your lighter at home. The Click and Hit cordless vaporizer is no bigger than a normal cigar, making it the world's smallest and most discreet vaporizer. It's perfect for use in small places or shared rooms. It's efficient, getting 5 to 8 draws from your packed chamber. It's affordable at just $19.95 each. Buy 3 and the shipping is free. Buy 4 and you get the 5th one free. Visit www.click-hit.com. That's clickandhit.com. And now for listeners of Two Strangers One Podcast, you can use promo code STRANGERS and receive 10% off your purchase at clickandhit.com. That's promo code STRANGERS for 10% off your purchase.
All right, and we're back. We had this is a two-parter episode. We're actually the first part of this episode we were recording while Paul was in my house, and now we're actually doing. This is going to be my first. Well, no, not the first interview over Skype, because we did one with Kaiden Velasquez from the Tester Season 3 PlayStation reality show, and so say hi, Paul, I guess.
Hello.
Okay. So
yeah, I'm still here. See people. Hi.
And we were having unfortunately with our schedule getting all screwed up, we were having a really deep conversation about like dating sites and Match.com and Plenty of Fish and everything like that. I should have listened and let you know where you were, because you were in the middle of a story. I don't know if you wanted do you remember where you were at the last time?
No clue.
Okay. Well, I guess, it's just we were talking about, let me see. I don't know, I was just kind of like I said, I have my other computer in front of me, and I was looking up all these notes that I was making for when I went like on a 3-hour rant against the girls on Match.com. Because like I was saying before that I think it's a lot more forgivable. Guys are a lot more forgiving, in my opinion, to a girl having kids. Like, I think as a guy with kids, especially if you're, if you're a guy that's active in the life, like, I don't know. It seems, in my opinion, women tend to like more of like the guys who aren't involved with their baby mama. Oh yeah. It's like I don't know what's the best way. And I mean, and I don't even talk to my baby mama. I don't, I haven't spoken to her in like a while now. I'd say like over a month. And even back then, the last time we spoke, it wasn't the greatest of. The last time I saw her was in court, actually.
It's like, hi, how you doing? When can I see my kid next?
Yeah. Well, and she was with the new boyfriend, so that was even more of a reason not to talk to her. But I think, and actually, well, good news. I mean, on a personal front, they approved, so my daughter will be able to come to my house to visit. So I'm kind of like jazzed about that. I've moved recently, and I have, all this. I don't want to. I basically set up my room. Well, you've been here, but I mean for the audience. That I have a place where I can sleep, she can sleep, and actually my bedroom is like my office is was going to be my bedroom, and it's a lot more psyched out, all crazy comic book stuff. And then the bigger part of the bedroom, which is going to be hers, is going to be, it's a lot more subdued and chilled out. And, and it's also like if I have girls over, I mean, now that we are talking about girls and stuff like that, if I have girls over, I can't bring them over to a room with like freaking, Marvel posters and DC, I have to ease them.
That's why you have the curtain. You put the curtain down. What? No, don't go in that room. That's my closet. No. It's a walk-in closet. Don't go in.
And so, but yeah, I mean, now, like my baby mama, and she would hate, if she's listening, she would hate that I use that name. She was the mother of, she had a kid when we started dating. She has a kid from a previous, as my mother likes to say, different roosters,
Roosters.
And, it's like, I don't know, I've dated girls with kids. I've always, I always try to, like, you tread that line of, like, respect, like, you don't, you want to be cool with the kids, but you don't want to get too close, because that's always like that's always a big, bridge to gap, and,
yeah,
because you don't want the kids to get attached, but then again, you don't, because I don't know, I like the kid that I would consider now my stepson, when I first started coming over and spending time with my baby mama, who's now, back then when we were just dating, it was always kind of like, it was always kind of like awkward around him, and not awkward. I just, I don't know what kind of role I'm supposed to play, because his,
right.
And not to speak too much of my business, but his father's not in the picture, so yeah. I don't, it's there's like this weird line of like, what's my job,
right.
And now that I'm a dad now, I have no idea what what the boundaries are. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you participate in disciplining? Are you the are you the fun one that lets them get away with murder? It's
right. Yeah, it's really, you kind of have to play that line of, okay, yeah, I can be a part of the child's life, but it's like, I don't want to. If the father is going to be part of the picture, then you don't want to be, the father figure, so to speak. But if the father's not there, then it's kind of like, okay, so what do I do?
Yeah, and then my thing is that if I'm whenever I meet whoever the next person I meet is, and hopefully the next person will be in the lines of the right person, I'm not looking for a mother for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
My daughter has her mother, and so that's like, I also kind of want to let girls know that, like, I'm not looking for oh, please take care of my baby. No, I do that just.
I think the court would like that either. What do you mean that you got a girl to take care of you? You're supposed to be doing that?
She's all right. She's like, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to kind of like, I don't know, like, what role do I take? What do I do? What do I say? Especially if they're older too, because if they're not like baby age, then you're kind of like, what do I do? What do I say? How do I impress? So.
Well, I mean, once again, my ex, the mother of my daughter, luckily when we first started dating, he was like 5 years old.
Right.
And 5 years old is a good age where, like, he was just getting into video games. So I was like, the one thing, I guess, being a guy, that the one easy bonding thing is, the video games. And I guess back in the day it was tossing a ball and stuff like that.
Here, ball in the cup.
Yeah, keep yourself occupied. But now it's like, now it's video games. You know what I'm saying? Like,
video games or like, tablets or whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
We were having that conversation earlier in the podcast about tablets. Why the hell do they have tablets?
Yeah, and actually my buddy, his daughter just went into preschool.
Right.
And the school, and it's a private school, don't get me wrong. I mean, he's paying good money. All the kids get issued iPads.
What?
As part of don't get me wrong, he's paying for it, but I guess they're doing like curriculum now on the freaking iPad. Like, what the hell ever happened to like a 99-cent notebook? Or back in my day, they were like 79 cents. So.
Well, I think like even with like school, like colleges and that, I think that's what they're doing now, is they're putting everything to like iPad and everything. So it's kind of weird.
Yeah, you're gonna miss the days of just lugging 50 pounds of books.
No, I won't miss those days. Because then you would take it back at the end of the semester, and everybody would be like, "Oh yeah, sorry, we can't take your book," even though you paid $500.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you blew $500, and like, all right, we'll give you $35 for all of them combined.
Yeah, I know. I hated that shit. Oh my god. And then they're like, "Oh yeah, you're never gonna get any money back for these books, but you need this book for this class. God damn it."
Yeah. You cross-reference, and you realize the professor is the person that wrote the book.
That's why I like that. What is that store over there on? Oh God, I can't think of the name of the store, but those used textbook stores that they have out. Those ones are awesome now, because like you could just go. When I was in school, it was just like, no, fuck this. I'm gonna go get a used fucking textbook. I'm not paying that much money because I know damn well it ain't gonna be worth the shit that it's printed on. So
yeah. Now, okay, I'm looking at my notes here, and there was a girl had put, I like to play soccer, softball, and volleyball. And I didn't write this back. This was just my own notes. I said, yeah, and I bet your girlfriend likes it also.
You were really pissed off that day, weren't you?
Oh, I was in a real mood. Is it just me? When you see that girl, like, I'm kind of like, I'm in a weird point in my life where, like, I'm not really looking for the girl that does all the stuff guys do. Like, some girls, they and not that there's anything wrong with that, but there's like girls like, oh, I play video games too, or I read comic books too.
Excuse me, I got a cough. Oh shit! Oh, oh shit! Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't, like, I'm at a point now where I don't care what a girl does in her free time.
Right.
Which, I mean, as long as it doesn't encroach on my free time, I guess would be the best way to put it. Like, I don't care if you know the difference between, the girls say something like, oh, I like, why don't they do a Captain America Batman movie or something like that?
That's like saying something wrong about an anime in my neck of the woods. Because if you say something like that, you might get killed. You might get killed. You may get murdered.
And it's
So-
like, like I'm at that point now where like, I have enough guy friends, or I have enough stuff online and stuff like that where I don't need, but my thing is that like, and one thing that will always be like a prerequisite is I tell the girl, look, you have to like the music I listen to because I'm going to listen to it.
Right.
And if you're going to be around me, you're going to be exposed to it. And I'm not the type of person where I blast my music at a, uncomfortable level, but I mean, I listen to heavy metal and I listen to stuff that's not too easy on the ears. And, it's like, I have to let girls know kind of like right in the beginning. I'm like, look, this is what I listen to. And, you either got to tolerate it or, I don't know, bring your iPod with you in your car or something like that, because this is the music I listen to, because I am not, I'm the kind of person, like, if we're in my car, we're gonna listen to my music. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't know if that's a dick. If that's a dick move. Yeah, I mean, I try to be considerate, but I'm not gonna be like, I don't know, I can't think of let's just say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like, Justin Bieber or something like that. Like if I'm with with a girl and she just happens to like Justin Bieber. Oh, okay, let's take something a little more realistic. Like I have a girl, if I'm dating a girl that's into R&B, or something like that. Let's just say a girl listens to Usher and all those guys. I guess Bieber led me to Usher, I guess. And Mariah Carey and Alicia Keys or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong. I appreciate the people for their talent, but it's not the stuff I listen to.
Right.
Like I would say, look, okay, we could listen to your music, but if I'm in a bad mood or something like that, I'm gonna have to listen to my music, because if I'm angry and I'm stuck in the car listening to Usher, I'm gonna get angrier, and I don't need to be behind the wheel road raging to frickin' Usher.
Road raging. You would road rage to Usher?
Hey, Megadeth calms me down. Because I could sing to Megadeth, and
I don't know if I could picture that. Road rage Usher.
But it would just make me more angry. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sitting in stop and go traffic and like, my head's jerking back and forth, and then like, then I hear, yeah.
Pisses you off even more.
I just may plow into the person in front of me, just to make the hurting stop.
Go flying through the window. Whee! Oh, sorry. Well, no, I'm not. I guess I can't say I'm like that. I'm more of a. Well, okay. First of all, you're older than me, and I'm like 29 years old. So I'm kind of looking for that one person to be with, for the long term, instead of just sitting here dealing with all this POF / match blah 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 bullshit going on. Because I'm sick of that kind of shit. I really just want to find somebody that is going to be for me, like, not sit there and just be like, oh yeah, you're just a placemat, and like I was talking about that stupid girl in the beginning of this podcast. Like it's like, don't make me a placemat. If you have somebody else in mind and that was the person you wanted to be with in the first place, and you had an inkling that this guy was coming back, you shouldn't have been talking to me and saying the same thing you were saying to me. If you say I love you to a person, you should say I love you to that person and mean it, not just sit there and be like, oh yeah, I love you, and then turn around and say to the other guy, oh, I love you too. It doesn't work that way, and that's cheating. That it's called cheating. Okay, let's be honest here. It's called cheating. And by the way, if I had caught that whore doing that, I would have been like, peace, get the fuck out, goodbye. I would be like, nope, I don't care, goodbye. You don't do that shit. That's one thing. That is my number one rule. If you cheat on me, we're done. Yeah. I don't care what the circumstances were. You could. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't cheat on somebody. You shouldn't lie, and you should always be truthful with that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the girl I'm with right now is like we actually have an intelligent conversation. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like we're actually friends and in love with each other at the same time, and that's kind of what you want to have in a relationship. Yeah. And it kind of gave me a little bit more hope that actually POF and all these other stupid sites actually do connect you with a thing. But it makes me laugh because, POF is free. I don't know if people know that, but POF is free. Mm-hmm. But, like, if you go on, like, your site there, Match.com, or, God, what is that other one I'm thinking about that's always on the TV? eHarmony?
Yeah, eHarmony.
Oh, my God, like, They're so expensive, so fucking expensive. And I was just sitting there laughing because I'm thinking, how many fucking people are on this site right now? Because there's that. I mean, if you're that desperate to spend $50 to $100 a month on a dating profile, you better be a rich motherfucker. You better be a rich motherfucker, because I just found somebody that is exactly what I'm looking for, exactly the type of person that I want in my life, and I did it on a free site. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, it just, I don't know. I just don't understand women. I don't understand sites. Yeah.
Without getting too much into details, because they have a little whatever. But now, because you had mentioned before, or that there's a huge, not huge, that's not the right word, but there's a age difference. You know what I'm saying? As in, like, and coincidentally, like me and my baby mama, there was a 9-year difference between.
Right. Oh, I have no problem saying that she's 9 years younger than me. I have no problem with that. But it amazes me how a girl that's 9 years younger than me is, and people listening out there, don't sit there and jump all over my Facebook and start being like, oh, you're such an asshole, Paul. It's most girls my age, and even though they may have kids too, it just seem to be like immature, at least the ones that I've dated. And it's like, it's a combination of they don't know what they want, or they know what they want and they just want to play games, or they're scared of some Craigslist killer coming after them. And it's like, any of those three, why are you on a dating profile? If you're looking to play with somebody, there's bars. Go. Have fun. There's clubs. Go. Have fun. There's not that many in Rochester, but go. Have fun. And then, like, you have those other ones, like like me and you were having that conversation. I don't know if we said that in the beginning of this podcast, but, it seemed like there was a lot of women that I talked to that were like, best example is like, oh, yeah, well, I'll meet you, we should do something this day. So you text them that day, like, hey, we still doing something. We're going to go somewhere. No response. No fucking response. And it's like, really? Like, do you really want to actually take the time to get to know me, or are you just that stupid or that afraid of doing this stuff, And it's like, I guess the best thing, like I said to you the other day, was, there's this, I think like that whole Craigslist killer thing kind of, how do I say this? I don't want to say damaged, but poison the dating pool kind of thing. Like, the real girls out there that are shy don't want to put themselves out there, but at the same time, they're here for a reason. They want to meet a guy that actually wants to take the time to meet them. Yeah,
I could only imagine. Let me just. Of course, I'm coming from one point of view, but I'll play devil's advocate for a minute, and I can only imagine. There are probably girls. I understand there are girls that probably deal with a lot of fucking creeps. A lot of weird guys that are just looking for and at least, like, as a guy, like, kind of like, well, okay, I can walk into a situation, and hopefully it's not a situation I have to fight my way out of. With a woman, it's a little different, because, like, there is kind of like a worry, like, do I have to bring a fucking weapon with me, because this guy just may be a fucking killer. So I get when you're a guy, I think it's a little more easier just to meet a stranger, because you're hoping well, you hope they're not a fucking killer, but with a girl, there is that whole where the but then again, a lot of people, a lot of first dates are like a public place, or I've never been in a situation. Well, maybe that's not the case, but I wouldn't automatically just assume that someone's going to come to my house on the first visit, like a first date kind of a deal. That's like, that is a lot, even though I've been, but on the flip side, I've been to girls' houses on their first date, and, like, usually those are the nightmares. That's like,
well, like I was telling you the other day, and I believe this was in the beginning of the podcast too, was, if a girl invites you over to their house, and, like, with my girlfriend, for example, she lives with her mom and other family, and in order for me to be dating her, there was going to be some times where I was going to have to be there anyways and meet them. So in that kind of situation, I had actually met all of them. And, it's one thing if you're in a situation where, it's like that. It's another thing if, you know, like I was telling you about that one girl, she brought me to her house and she didn't have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not looking to get laid or anything. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a guy. I want to have sex. Come on now. Of course. Okay. Let's not be stupid here. I'm a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, I'm not, when I've just started dating a girl, I'm not going to sit there and be like, so, yeah, let's go in your room. But for a girl to bring you to their house on the first date, it's like, you know, that's sending a message. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, if you're sending the message that, yeah, I want to actually get to know you by bringing you to the house, that's a good thing. But don't turn around 2 seconds later and be like, oh, yeah, I don't know if I want to date you, kind of thing. Okay, so why did I come to your house?
Yeah.
Or the best thing that pisses me off, don't introduce me to your kid. Do not introduce me to your kid. I had that with the last girl I dated. Don't introduce me to your kid if at the end of the day you're going to sit there and be like, oh, sorry, I can't be with you. You know, like, I understand, like, if you really like that person, like, okay, eventually, like, for me, the number one rule in my life is my current girlfriend right now, I haven't introduced my son to her.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I said to her, it's not anything against you, because I've met her kid, you know, it's not, and I said to her, I was like, it's not anything against you. It's just, you know, I have this thing in my head that, you know, I need to be with you for a certain amount of time before I can let you meet my kid. Has nothing to do with you. It's just the fact that my kid is that important to me. And he gets connected to, you know, people, and, you know, I don't want him, if something were to happen between us, which I don't think anything's going to happen, you know, between me and this girl. I think it's going to be a good thing, but, you know, I'm not going to introduce somebody to my kid if I don't know if that relationship's going to work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stupid for me to do that. I'm sure you would do that with your daughter.
Yeah, you're not going to rush right into it. You know, certain things like that you have to kind of ease into.
Right. And,
you know, I would assume girls would understand that. You know, guys. Oh, great! I don't want to meet your kid. You know, girls. I mean, I understand the girl probably want to meet the kid sooner, just because, you know, then they know.
Oh, yeah.
They know they've hit that bar.
And they want to see what kind of father you are too. That's the other thing too. Yeah. And, you know, I've said to my current girlfriend, like, I'm not the best father in the world. Okay, I will tell you that right now. I'm a good father, but I'm not the best father. Okay, so I will screw up. You'll probably look at me and be like, what the fuck was that? You know, but, you know, to me, like, the biggest thing that you can do that pisses me off is, like, with my last one, she's did that. You know, why would you? I was talking to my girlfriend about this tonight. I'm like, why would you introduce me to your son? Now, don't get me wrong. The kid wasn't even a year old yet, you know. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, if that kid was even getting in connection with me, just to do that and be like, oh yeah, I'm dating somebody else now, that's kind of wrong. You know, you don't do that. I'm sorry.
And it's back to the adult also. You know
yeah.
Like, you know, you can grow some sort of like attachment or you know.
I started getting an attachment to this kid, you know. That was part of the problem. The part of the thing that pissed me off, because I'm like sitting there going like, what the fuck did I do? Like, did I say something to the kid wrong? Did I do something wrong? And it's just like, you know, I'm a parent first above everything else. And for me, when a kid is the most important thing in your life, you know. Yeah. If you have a kid, that's the most important thing in your life, and it shouldn't be, you know, let me just let you meet my kid, even though maybe 2 months down the line you're not going to get to see him. It's like, really? Come on now, really? Yeah. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Most women are stupid. My one isn't. Thank God.
Wow.
She's a great girl. She's very intelligent, and you know, I can't be any happier. She's probably going to sit there and listen to this and be like, "Oh, you're such a great boy," and I'm like, "Well, I've said everything right."
Yeah, thumbs up, like, hey, you know.
Hey, the fonts, hey.
And I don't know. And friend zoning. Oh my God, you know, I've been like, you know, there's a great line by Sam Kinison, the comedian, where, you know, he says a girl asks him, can't we just be friends? And he goes, yeah, but my friends have never broke my fucking heart, you know. And there's a very you know, he's making a joke, but there's a lot of fucking truth to that. You know what I'm saying? Why would I, you know, my other friends, the people that I consider friends, like, you know, a friend is a person I could call at 3 o'clock in the morning and I got a fucking problem and they will pick up the phone and, you know, when you have someone that's like, for lack lack of a better term, an ex. It's like, no, you're my ex. There's I mean, even though I've been friends with my exes, it's not, I hate that, like, can't we just be friends kind of a deal?
Yeah.
Because then there's because I feel, and it's happened on plenty of occasions where, like, I'm once again quoting from another comedian, Chris Rock, I'm the dick in the I'm the dick in the jar. I'm in case of emergency, break glass. Where
yeah.
I'm being kept around because the next guy, if he fucks up, I'm sort of like that, like, oh, you better be good because Chris is still around, and Chris will take me back in a heartbeat, kind of a bullshit.
Exactly. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And they know, and they know, and the girls who did in the past, they know I would have. I'm saying, they know I would have, took them back. I'm saying, or that one night where they're like, they feel, he was mean to me or whatever, and then all of a sudden we end up fucking or whatever.
Well, like, my experiences have been like, you get this girl that you've been friends with for a long time, and all of a sudden, you start dating somebody, and it's like they flip out, and it's like, what was that all about? Like, and you get that excuse, like, it's just, whatever. You shouldn't be dating this person. When it's like the reaction that you got, you're just sitting there going, do you want to explain that a little bit further? Like, are you sure? And I've gotten that several times. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, okay, so you said you didn't like me, but yet your reaction tells me a whole different story. Which is it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like either you like me, or you're just a friend. Make up your mind. Is it friend, or are we fuck buddies, or are we boyfriend girlfriend kind of deal? Don't bullshit around with me, guys. See, that's the thing. Guys don't bullshit. We don't bullshit. When we get to, like, you're my age, we're done with the bullshit. I'm done with the bullshit. I basically tell people how it is. I don't, like I said to you about that one girl, I laid it out and I said, look, you're the one that initiated all that bullshit with me. You're the one that, started kissing me first. You're the one that held hands with me first. You're the one that did all this stuff first. So how am I the one rushing it when I'm coming up to your level?
Yeah.
Oh, well, sometimes a kiss is just a kiss. What? Cool. You know what? I'm good. We could be friends, but other than that, I'm good. Because I can't handle women that don't know what they want in life.
Yeah, you have to be accountable. You have to be accountable for your actions.
Right, you have to be accountable for your actions, and don't play this bullshit card of, well, I just got a relationship. Then don't date.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't date. If you're not ready, you don't know what you want, and you're just playing around, don't date. Period.
Now I know that, I've always seemed to have had problems with girls that have guy friends. Like, whenever I see the girl that goes, oh, I don't have any girlfriends. I've always had a problem with that. Like, and it's not just, not me, like, of course, there's a jealousy there. I'm not going to lie. I'm saying I'm a little, possessive, for the lack of a better term. But, like, to me, that's like a giant red flag. When a girl goes, oh, I don't have any girlfriends. Girls are bitches, and I mean, I get it. Trust me.
By the way, the show must be really popular because there's a lot of cars going by. I didn't say that. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I can't hear what's going on my end. So
no, it's kind of funny. I just had to point that out. But yeah, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, my laptop is positioned in a way so yeah. And the microphone is fucking awesome on this thing because it picks up everything. Unfortunately, I'm sorry if I'm like twiddling with my pen. I hope that isn't coming out in the audio also.
No, I don't think anybody's gonna hear that. Don't worry.
Okay. But yeah, it's when you have the girl that says, all I have are guy friends. Because to me, that now I feel like I'm on the other end where at one point I was the dick in the jar. Now now there's a girl with a room full of dicks in jars.
Oh yeah, if I find out that there's a girl that's been like just dating multiple guys, I'm just like, I'm good. I don't want to like catch any disease. Oh, by the way, let me go get some Lysol first and have sex.
Well, no, I mean not a girl that's a slut. I'm just talking about a girl that's.
Yeah, but if a girl has a bunch of dicks in a jar, so to speak, They're lying. I'm sorry, dude. Let's be honest here, okay? I never, have a relationship with guys. Yeah, that means you're fucking every single guy that you talk to, and you probably have a disease. I'm sorry. I'm the kind of person that just tells it how it is. I'm sorry.
And I don't know. It's just because like I've been with girls now. Oddly enough, I've been on both ends of this story where I've been the other guy, as in like I kind of want to get with her, but she's not giving me the time of day.
Right.
And then I've been the guy dating the girl with the guy sticking around that she won't give him the time of day. And and it's kind of weird when you kind of have to confront that dude. Like, look, she's with me now, whatever. And then you kind of have to do it diplomatically because you don't want to be like, oh, you can't hang out with him because the minute you do that, now you're the asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then, you tell the girl, hey, don't you understand that the only reason this guy is sticking around is because he has some sort of inkling of hope that he's going to fuck you one day.
Right.
And the girls never seem to understand that. Oh, not him. He's he's the person I call when I'm down and this and this and that. And
that's the one thing that kills me. Like when these girls sit there and they're like, oh well, I never loved you, and then they give you this impression like, yeah, I really did like you, and it's just like, okay, look. It's like, look, again, if you want to be friends, let's be friends, but don't cross that line and then come back and be like, oh, we're just friends. No. Stop it. Just stop. Oh, by the way, there's the door. So, yeah, I know where you're coming from. See, the problem with our world right now is, we've learned that it's better. Like, we try to do everything like, I guess not. It's not better. We've learned to do things at a different pace these days because we're all so busy. I mean, for me, for example, I got 2 jobs. Now I'm on 2 podcasts. I run 2 websites. It's like, I don't have time to just be like, oh, let me just go make myself a meal. No, it doesn't work like that. That's why there's McDonald's. And, as much as I don't want to eat McDonald's, I eat McDonald's. So it's the same way with these like dating sites. You have, this is the easy thing to do. So you could be at work and just have the app and be like, oh yeah, look at I can message you and I can message you and blah blah blah, fuck you, blah blah blah. And it's right at your fingertips. And then you could set up when you're available and do it then. It's so much easier these days just to do it that way than to go out to a bar, find some drunk hooker and have sex with her. I mean, seriously, that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And by the way, we had this conversation too about these sleazy ass guys that come on freaking POF and shit and sit there and the first thing that they say is, I want to suck your toes to these women. So that already kills the pull of women right there, and they're like, no, I don't know who I want to date yet,
Yeah.
So
and then you got the guys, I mean, not that I haven't been there myself, but you do have the guys that say, that kind of jump on they'll say whatever a girl wants to hear.
Oh yeah.
Get in the pants.
Or the first email will be, hey, you want to fuck? I'm like, I hear that amazes the shit out of me that these guys would come on there and have not to have the balls, but to sit there and think that a girl is going to respond by, oh yeah, let's go and have sex. Yeah, okay.
Once again, playing devil's advocate, I think that's like a numbers game. You know what I'm saying? Like if you approach 100 girls and you're just raw like that, you may get 2 or 3 out of that 100.
Yeah, but let's
slutty enough to go, okay.
I know. Let's get back to the slut thing, though. You really want that girl, though. That's the thing. Like, I mean, okay, if I'm that guy that's doing that, obviously he wants whatever. It doesn't matter what kind of pussy he gets.
It's a wet hole.
Exactly. Like it's the weirdest. Like, I sit there and I go, I don't know about that. Like I can say proudly that I haven't had sex with a lot of women, and I'm proud of that because I just hear these guys go, oh yeah, I fucked 100 women. Oh yeah, I fucked like 50 girls, and I'm sitting there going, did you get tested? Because that's gross. I'm like, that's fucking gross. Stop sleeping with all these women. Oh man, but I'm awesome for that. And I'm like, no, you're not. Do you not understand that we're in 2013, not in the 80s or the 70s or the 60s where all they did was have sex?
Yeah.
I mean, we have to seriously worry about AIDS and all these other fucking diseases. You wanted to go out there and like have any girl get on your dick, not knowing what the hell they have? I'm good, dude. I'm good. I'll stay with how many girls I've slept with. Thank you.
And it's like, like some guys, they'll brag like, "Oh, you see that girl? I fucked her." And it's like, yeah, anybody who gave her the fucking time of day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's that's no easy feat, fucking a slut. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like you're bragging about.
Feat.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's
well, it's the slut, so it is easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're bragging about something that's
that's just
something that wasn't that hard to do in the first place. You know, like saying, I crossed the street. Oh, big fucking whoop! Everybody crosses the street. You know,
everybody fucked her. Yeah, what?
Yeah, who hasn't? Then I don't know. It's kind of like a weird, it's a weird thing to brag about sometimes when you take a look at it. Because some guys, guys will brag, "Oh, I've been with 30 different women," and it's like, okay, but what's the saying? Because you had a bunch of
thing. It's like, is that a
night
good
stands?
Thing? Yeah, that's supposed to be a good thing because that's not a good thing. If you've slept with more than like 15 people, you might want to sit there and go, I need to get myself checked out. And I mean, not only like physically, but mentally, because that's just, I don't know, dude. First of all, I couldn't get with that many women. First of all, second of all, even if I could get with that many women, I've been brought up to the point where I'm like, probably half of those women wouldn't even like come close to my dick. Just for the simple fact is they would probably be stupid as shit, and their personality would bug the shit out of me. I'd be like, no, just go, just go. No, don't even speak, just go. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So I think with the other bit that we recorded earlier, we're over the hour mark. And trust me, I got plenty of notes. We could always come back to this topic.
we should do part 2 next week.
So I guess let's just wrap it up for now. Only just because, like I said, I'm pretty sure we could talk.
It's ironic that you say we're gonna wrap it up right now. And it's really funny because we're gonna listen back to everybody's gonna listen to this and be like, why didn't you guys just do 2 separate podcasts? And I'm gonna be like, shut up.
Or we could always, I don't know, come back and do a second episode. But I mean, with the first half an hour that we had before, we can kind of just package this as one episode.
Yes,
so
sir.
Actually, you know what? I just found this out, and I have to get on the ball. Two Strangers One Podcast is actually down right now because I didn't pay the bill, and so hopefully by the time, this episode will probably be going out a little bit, but to basically, if you're listening to this past early September, hopefully Two Strangers One Podcast will be back up. TwoStrangersOnePodcast.com will be back up. But the website, I mean, it's something that was there. I mean, anything really show related, you could also find on our Facebook page, facebook.com/TwoStrangersOnePodcast. Like us. Hover over the like button, click show and news feed, and along with the other podcasts, and it slipped my mind to even ask you to, so we can get the Toonami Faithful podcast on there. But these other guys that that are kind of they do shows out of the West Coast, Living Lane Podcast Entertainment, LIVIN LAME, No G in Living. There's the Living Lane podcast, the Real Chat podcast about TVs and TV shows and movies, the Breakdown, which is their music podcast, which I host a heavy metal show, Chris's Hidden Metal Show, the Fox Den, Stabs in History, Down in Derby. There's a bunch of podcasts to check out over there. You could reach us at twostrangersonepodcast@gmail.com. It's pretty much everything right now. Yeah, it's always
it's a lot to say. It's a mouthful.
Yeah, we're on iTunes. If you don't have an iPhone, iPad, iPod, we're on Stitcher. I don't know if did you guys ever
we're working on it again. I know my podcast editor Jose is working on that right now to see if we can get on Stitcher. So
okay, and so
I directed him. I was like,
he showed me how to do it.
He showed me the way. He's like, yeah, I already tried it once and they didn't get back to us. I was
shit.
Do it again. I was like,
okay.
Do it again. And he's probably gonna listen to this and be like, fuck you, Paul. But anyway. So,
but I mean, when I've dealt with Stitcher, they were pretty good. They were, there was one time one of our episodes was kind of like, it had like the first 5 minutes of the episode, then it cut out, and I don't know what was going on their end because I tried it on a couple different things, but then they basically got to it within 3 hours of me sending the email. And, I mean, I know they deal with a lot of stuff, so that was, for the situation was pretty awesome. So I guess if you want to give them your information and we'll wrap it up.
Yep. Well, you could find me on Twitter at Paul Pascrillo. That's the best way to get in contact with me. My last name is spelled Pescrillo. I put my account to private because if you see, if you go to Twitter and you put in Toonami News and you see some of the crap that I can get, that's why my profile's private on my regular profile. So, I will add you if you are a human being, not like something like, I don't have any followers. Yeah, no, you're not getting any followers. Sorry. I'm not following you. You could also, obviously, I'm on the Toonami Faithful podcast. It comes out every single week, usually Monday at 9. This week, Jose actually won't be on the show, so this should be interesting. I get to host with Zach from the One Piece podcast. Shout out to those guys. That's a huge podcast, by the way. You should listen to that, Chris.
Because I mean, I never got into One Piece because, from what I understand, like,
oh, don't stop right there. No, I'm not. I can't say that I'm a big One Piece fan, but continue. I'm sorry.
Well, no, I'm just. It's just like the way it's been described to me is that, like, even if you went and picked up every DVD and watched every episode, like, you won't be finished to 4 years from now or something like that. It's like,
yeah, there's a lot of episodes. Like, it's still going on in Japan right now. As it comes out, it gets dubbed here in the United States. And what's really funny, I don't think it's funny, but I think what's amazing about Japan is if you go over to Japan right now, there's actually a One Piece amusement park, I believe it is. And anybody that's listening to this that listens to the Toonami Faithful podcast and I get this wrong, you can yell at me, okay? I'm more than happy to get yelled at for this because I'm not into what's over there in Japan. But, obviously One Piece is huge over there. And, it's just amazing to see, something like that just keep going and going and going and going and going. I kind of wish Dragon Ball Z was like that, but that's a story for another day. And you can also, obviously, ToonamiFaithful.com. That is the site to get everything about Toonami. And also, I just want to plug real quick. I also have another website. It's called... my company is called Geeky Inc. Productions. We do a lot of anime reviews as well as nerdcore music. For those of you that don't know what nerdcore music is, it's a subgenre of rap. These guys do some awesome songs, superhero songs. Chris, you might actually like some of these.
Oh, okay.
Anime songs, Super Nintendo songs. It's a bunch of different things that all just mesh into one nerdcore category, and it's really good. And I got something coming pretty soon that I may announce it on here to get a lot more traffic for you there, Chris. So, that's about it for me. So.
Okay. So let me see. I guess we'll just wrap this up. Thank you. We certainly hope you guys enjoyed listening and had as much fun as we did recording.
You need to stop wrapping your tongue up, okay?
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Two Strangers One Podcast. I'm Chris.
I'm Paul.
Don't be a stranger.
Peace. We're out.
Bye.
All right, here we go, man. Go ahead. You want to read
Double Jackpot.
What is it?
It is a self-published book by Christopher Cologne.
Chris Cologne? Smells good to me.
But
look at her. That broke that fucking cold little exterior. He's like, hee.
But it is spelled C-O-L-O-N.
Him punny.
But... Double Jackpot is a book about a comic book artist, Eric, who is in a loveless relationship with a materialistic
I feel you, Eric.
Lynette.
Oh, fucking. Are you sure I didn't write this? Sounds hauntingly familiar.
He starts cheating on his girlfriend with a more creatively supportive woman, Nadia.
Well, I gotta meet her. Where's the Nadia?
There's your summer girlfriend.
Summer Nadia is Nadia.
Nadia?
Yeah, I think Nadia spelled with an A.
All right.
Both Lynette and Nadia play the double jackpot, the largest payout in lotto history, much like the recent Powerball. Both girls play his birth date as the winning numbers. Eric is now stuck between two of the country's richest women. Who will he choose? It's not that simple. This is a clever fucking idea, man.
Is.
Look at her. Fucking, she's impressed.
I am.
She got some summer reading. Christopher Cologne smells real lovely with an original idea. This is. I've never heard this before.
I haven't either. This is a self-published book, much in the indie spirit as Kev's Clerks.
Oh, you don't even need to name check me. It's just a good idea. You could stand on your own, man. You don't even have to be like, hey, remember Clerks? This is nothing like that. This is way more original than Clerks. This is a good idea, man. Why didn't I think of this?
I need something to read. This book is part of the Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games Trilogy Book 2. Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, coming soon.
Right on, man. It's part of a trilogy. This is the first part.
Way to write, man.
He's seeking a literary agent. Motherfuckers, anybody out there? There ain't no literary agents listening to this show, I assure you, sure. Sure. I assure you, sure. But somebody know a literary agent? Hook a motherfucker up! Chris Cologne come up with an original idea. I should tell Raskin. That's a good fucking idea, to be honest with you. That's a fucking rom-com right there. Megan, get Raskin on the phone. Isn't it possible to get Raskin on the phone? No?
Yeah.
I want to run it past him, man. I want to, and if it happens, I get a taste, Chris Cologne. I get a whiff, if you will.
The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com.
That's lulu.com.
I understand that. I just want to spell it out.
Normally one says it that spells it. Still, lulu.com. What is that? Do you know what it is?
I don't know. All right. The book could also be ordered on www.lulu.com. Search for Double Jackpot Christopher Cologne. A paperback version of the book is $15 and a PDF file is only $5.
$5 is
Yeah.
insanely inexpensive. 15's not even that bad for a paperback version.
No.
This is $1 million idea right here. Like a movie about a dude who fucking is stuck between two chicks, both of who play his birthday and win the lottery. Come on! I can see that trailer. Chris Cologne is on to something. Nobody else can smell it but me.
I'll read it.
Thank you. I'm going to make that smelly joke.
I know. You're trying to get me to laugh again.
It worked once. Double Jackpot is a self-published book by Chris Cologne, man. It's the first book in his Comic Books, Heavy Metal, Video Games trilogy. Book 2, Odd I See, A Tale from the Road, should be coming out soon. Get all the information at Chris Cologne, like a motherfucker.
I will
his
totally
book,
read this.
Double Jackpot. I'm serious. I'm going to recommend that to fucking Raskin. How is that not a movie? You know what I'm saying? This could be a sexy movie. You could do an R-rated version. There could be nudie in it, and you could show them fucking both chicks. Maybe a little penetration. Maybe a butthole shot. No butthole, no care.
I would like to formally apologize to Christopher Cologne.
No, sex sells. Chris Cologne will appreciate that. He's like, thanks for throwing a few buttholes in there, man.
Don't forget to check out twostrangersonepodcast.net, your one-stop resource for everything show-related. You can find links to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher. You could also find links to buy my book, Double Jackpot, on twostrangersonepodcast.net.
Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.